roasted shit. It's okay, that's how the game is played. You thought you could be fired, but didn't know how to get paid.
You know, I'm gonna say this. After I turned 45, I stopped giving a about everything. And what I mean by everything, I didn't have to show off, but sometimes you wanted to floss. Sometimes you just need to floss. I mean, real talk. And if you don't floss, you ain't doing nothing. I ain't got time for nothing. You got so much time. Tell me, where do I go?
Ask folks think I'm lying. I took about 10 pictures in there, man. I ain't even going through that all day. I got to enjoy myself. I came down here to enjoy myself. I ain't even taking all these pictures and shit, man. I'm all in Walmart. You not taking pictures? No. What are you not taking pictures of me?
They just stopping him telling Bo how they love your outfit and your shoes.
You know, I can't do this all. I ain't gonna be doing this all day, man.
So he got the legs for him, everything.
I ain't doing this all day. I got to enjoy myself.
Welcome to South Texas.
There won't you.
Welcome to South Texas. Lord have mercy. But you know what? That outfit is busting. Don't be making fun of us, and don't be calling us unks either. I bet she kick you with them fish, with those fish hill boots or whatever's in his hill. I don't know what kind of fish is in there. What is it, koi? Lord. And you know, people are gonna think that this man's crazy right here. But I'm starting to look at a lot of his videos and stuff. I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta look at it with a fresh set of eyes, should I say. Real talk.
One times one is one.
To multiply means to do what? To make more, right?
Yes.
Increase in number?
Yes.
Multiply?
Yes.
How can 1 times 1 equaling 1 be part of the multiplication table? It fails to satisfy the term multiply. It doesn't multiply. Does it? What's an action times an action?
You got some weed.
No, I'm asking you. Honestly, I'm asking reason.
What are we doing
Reason. I want you to reason.
I don't know.
What's an action times an action? A reaction. Right?
Okay.
Have you ever seen an action times an action without a reaction? Have you? No. Because equanimity is the currency of the universe. There's always an action times an action having a reaction. So how can 1 times 1 equal 1? How can A times B just be A and not B? What happened to consequences?
Terrence, these are late night conversations.
These are
bro.
These
they are.
This is the beginning of our understanding. It should fit. What kind of calculator you got? What kind of phone you got?
An iPhone?
Okay, go to your calculator.
Whatever the new.
No, go to your calculator. Go to your calculator.
All right. Go to
Go to your calculator.
Yeah,
you
I got
do too. You got iPhone?
What are we doing?
I want both of y'all to do 2 separate things. I want to do the same thing to start with. Turn it to the side.
Okay.
All right, now I want you to both hit the number 2. Did the whole calculator show up?
Hit number what?
Hit the number 2.
Number 2.
Go to the square root. It is the second column from the left, 3rd row. It'll have that squiggly thing.
All right.
You
1.4.
1.4142135623733095.
Holy
now
crap.
I want you two to do 2 separate things now. 2 separate things. I want you to multiply it by 2, hit times 2, equal, don't you do it.
Okay.
And I want you to hit x to the 3rd. X to the 3rd, it's going to be...
Times 3?
No, x to the 3rd.
Oh, X. Oh, okay. I see it.
X to the 3rd.
Yeah, I got you. All right. 1.1.
No, you didn't hit x to the 3rd.
Yes, I did.
If you hit x to the 3rd.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
So
I
go
did
back
not.
again.
Okay,
You
so
keep
now
yours where you are.
Yeah, I'm
2,
good.
2
square root, and hit x to the 3rd.
All right. 2.82.
2.828, 4271, 2174, 6190. The same value you got
Yeah.
by multiplying it by 2.
Yeah.
And he just cubed it. Divide it by 2 again. Both of y'all. Divide
it by 2.
No, divide by 2. Hit equal. Now, cube it again. Hit x to the 3rd.
Yeah.
You see that loop?
Yeah.
That's saying x cubed is equal to 2x, which is equal to x plus x. That's an unnatural equation. That's a mathematical fallacy. And that's the beginning of your math. That's how I invented tangential flight, because your math, someone programmed that lie in there and lied to you and everyone. And
So I want to know if Batman is crazy. Now, a key word that he used in the whole thing that he said was reason. Now, reasoning in math is a process of applying logical and critical thinking to solve mathematical problems, okay? So it involves making connections between mathematical concepts, identifying patterns, and using logical principles to reach a solution. So what he means by we were taught wrong the whole time because somebody slipped a lie in there, I don't know if he's crazy. Because it's not just applying the formula. Applying logical thinking, reasoning and math is about using logic, right? To analyze problems and devise strategies to solve them. So then you make the connection, identifying patterns, justifying solutions. So it's just, it's you're like, yo, why is Smooth talking about math? Well, because I hate podcasts. And sometimes learning something new is pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like, people really looked at Batman as crazy. You know, they discredited him because he's from Memphis. I told you a couple episodes ago, I rock with Memphis dudes. They different. And I was looking up the stuff that he was talking about and what he created. And it doesn't seem so far-fetched when you look at logic. Now, I mean, somebody can go on there and, of course, debunk this. But I want to be interested in how do you debunk it? I bet you didn't think I was going to do some math to y'all asses. When demonizing black people, the black race, I don't use African American term that wasn't created by us. Well, sort of, but not really. But I've never been to Africa, so it's hard to call me an African American, especially when Africa is a continent. It's not a country. It's a continent. We're different countries in the continent. Y'all confuse that just like you confuse the word racism. Racism is a construct. It's not, everybody can't be racist. It's a systematic construct. But, you know, that's either here or there. But what struck a nerve with me is this whole case with Karmelo Anthony out here in Texas. And Karmelo, I think his name's spelled with a K. He's not related to the basketball player Karmelo Anthony in any way. But it was something that I saw, which I'll show in a minute, but it was something that I saw that got me, kind of got my ruffles feathered. And it's how these people try to flip a narrative, right? And it's always these people that are the saviors. They're either angels, and people my color is always like they're demonized. They're making this boy, and we don't know the 100% whole story, which that's why you go to trial. But Karmelo Anthony ended up getting a reduced bail, and man, people were mad, and it was crazy that they were mad because I don't understand. Because it happens with everybody else. It happens with everybody else. And trying to get this kid for capital murder is crazy to me. I want to share something with you real quick. And you could take it as you want to, okay? But I deem this is true.
know that in the early 1900s, hospitals wouldn't take us. Pharmacies refused to serve us. Medical schools wouldn't train us. So what did we do? We turned to our own healers, the ones who cared about us, our grandparents. Natural remedies saved lives when no one else would. Painful joints, turmeric, ginger, and apple cider vinegar. High blood pressure, hawthorn, lemon, and raw honey. Need a detox? Fermented cabbage and juniper berries. We didn't use these remedies. Know that in the early 1900s, hospitals wouldn't take us. Pharmacies refused to serve us. Medical schools wouldn't train us. So what did we do? We turned to our own healers, the ones who cared about us, our grandparents. Natural remedies saved lives when no one else would. Painful joints, turmeric, ginger, and apple cider vinegar. High blood pressure, hawthorn, lemon, and raw honey. Need a detox? Fermented cabbage and juniper berries. We didn't use these remedies because we wanted to. We used them because we had to. This wasn't just old folks talk, it was survival.
I say this to say this. We always had to find our own way. When we had to find generational wealth, which was destroyed, we found our own cities to live in, get our own money the only way we knew how. Sharecroppers became millionaires off of watermelon. They demonized watermelon and then switched it on us and made it a stereotype, just with chicken as well, okay? So now all these things look bad, right? So this is a generation that we live in right now where these people, right, they demonize everything that they can demonize. Even though if, Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Kyle Rittenhouse shot at a Black Lives Matter protest, which was peaceful. We ain't even gonna get into that. But he shot at it and everybody thought he was under duress. The other people did.
Karmelo Anthony was not justified in defending himself, even though he was in a space and place that he was supposed to be. Meanwhile, Kyle Rittenhouse self-volunteered being a vigilante, traveled illegally across state lines, and quote unquote was put in a position to defend himself when he was able to inspire two people. But this person right here, this child right here, was in a space and place he was supposed to be, gave the child a fair warning and said, hey, you put your hands on me again and see what happened, allegedly. And we see what happened. But what we see right here is the media do not treat 17-year-olds the same at all. This child right here, they finding all type of pictures and all different ways to depict him as being hyper criminal and as being irrational, especially when it comes to defending himself. This child right here was always already seen as a rational actor, and everything that they did was seen as being justifiable because, hey, he was being a vigilante. But see, we've been knowing y'all don't treat our 17-year-olds the same. Whether they defending themselves, whether they live to tell a story, or they get put up under. You're gonna always find a way to justify any bodily harm that was happening to them, and they better not defend themselves. What Malcolm X said, y'all want us to be passive, docile beings. And to be clear, I feel sorry for what happened to Austin and what's happening to his family. I also feel sorry for him and what's happening to his family. We all wish the incident that transpired under the tent never led to any type of altercation between these two, but now it's happening the way that the media is trying to depict this man right here, and they deniable plausibility of engaging in racial aesthetics while also being able to say they not. It ain't getting past nobody. You know what I'm saying? Education is elevation, and I hope this man right here gets a fair day in trial. Hey, I thought it was innocent to proven guilty. Oh, I slept with one as I kid.
He didn't even get charged. You know what I mean? They did a GoFundMe for him. And black people really didn't have much to say. But this Karmelo Anthony kid, from what I understood, was being bullied and all this other nonsense. This is what people started saying online. And it's bad, man, because it's like, he says, not shocked that a black lib, and see, when they say lib or, what is that? What do they call those people? The ones that you got the Republicans and then you got the liberals. The liberals is a word that took over the word N-word, as well as woke. Again, it's a play on words, right? So a black-lived female judge lowered the bell for killing a white student. More amazed that the black community is raising $500,000 for this person. Or they said POS, but I'm gonna say person. Posting with AKs, provoking, and then killing a student. Everything he's saying is not true, but yo, I'm not gonna hold him. Another person said the N-words will be N-words, I guess. That was a woman that said that. A woman that probably doesn't wash below her legs or below her thighs. Because we know some of y'all don't wash below their thighs. We've seen it. But I'm not here to judge. And this was the last thing I just wanted to make point of, is that y'all are sitting here doing the same exact thing, being mad because y'all already did this. They raised money for this kid. You had a $2 million bail. The judge lowered it. And you still are angry because you killed one of them. This is why I hate podcasts. You could use your platform for better. Explain why. And I don't promote hate. What I do is I promote what is really out there. Somebody had told me about 2 months ago that, and it was a black person that told me this, by the way, oh, there ain't no racism. Turned around about a week ago and was asking me, was I participating in the protest that happened, I think, a week or two ago. I said, nah, man, I'm drinking tequila and chilling, watching basketball. Because we already told y'all. So I'm not supporting anything. I'm sorry. I don't support anything. I don't support anything because I spent years trying to tell y'all. Y'all just didn't want to listen. I hate podcasts. Subscribe, like, and share. If you don't like me, I don't care. Share anyway. I hate podcasts show. You're probably wondering why I do the pause in it. Because I don't like the letter S. And it's like, I hate podcasts show. I have to do the pause on it. Anyway, so, like I said, I want to do like cool shit. I want to do cool interviews. I want to do local events. I want to do all this. But then there's this certain stuff that I feel like I need to talk about and just give my take on this. Just because. Tesla lost 71% in profits. Cybertruck sales down 50% from 2024. This is a post that I got, so it said good. This is not my thought. The reason why it's not my thought, because I remember in the 5th grade, there was kids, including myself, that would draw cars. And I don't know if everybody remembers that Hot Wheels or Hot Rod magazine that used to be at Circle K and 7-Eleven and stuff. And it had like the dope rides, and we would try to mimic it and draw it. Well, there was a lot of us that weren't good artists. We just wasn't good. It's me. I'm not a good artist when it comes to drawing. That Cybertruck would have been something I drew and would have thought it was hot. And so I think somebody not able to drew this, and they championed it and made it into a truck, and then everybody that had remedial classes in the past bought this truck because it reminded them of the stupid drawings they made. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he was so busy dealing in America's business. He's a South African. Go figure that. And I come from the era of apartheid, when apartheid was ending, when Nelson Mandela was still in prison. That's my era. It was a big deal when he got released from prison for nothing. And these motherfuckers was like, yo, keep them locked up, keep them locked up. But nonetheless, I digress. He was so busy doing whatever he was doing over there that this happened. And it lost 71% in profits. And this is half the reason why everybody's pulling out of their 401k, like myself. I have to pull it out and subsidize somewhere else. Maybe a Roth IRA. I don't know. But we're going to have to take our money elsewhere because, and it's not due to the businesses we work for, it's because stuff like this is happening. And then I don't have the inside track like they do and how they made millions the next day the stock market went up. I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that. And so it's like, what do we do with our money? I understand why people pulled from Tesla. Tesla was the truth until we saw the truth. And I'm going to attribute when TikTok got shut down and everybody went to the Chinese app and tried to continue their little trends, and they started seeing the truth, what was going on outside the United States, and how they already had electric vehicles that were self-driving, how there was no wrecks, they had an ample report on everything. Then to find out Birkin bags and Gucci bags and MC and all these bags were made at the same factory in China. Come on, y'all caused that here. That was caused by Mr. Musk and Mr. Agent Orange. So it's like, why are y'all surprised and shocked and pissed off? Like, for real. For real. Yo, you know what's so sad about this whole thing? The hate for LeBron is from people that can't even beat those women. Real talk. I said that shit out loud. Email me and cuss me out so I can just delete your shit and laugh. It won't be video because it wasn't videotaped, but it's audio and it'll be on there. So I'm just gonna leave you with this for YouTube right now.
Oh my God, he's so cute. Can I pet him?
Sure.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer.
Y'all, they just released the continuation of that phone call between Shannon Sharpe and Gabby, the one that we heard yesterday where he said he was gonna choke her. They just released the rest of it today. Listen to this, y'all. It's a mess. It's a mess. Just listen to it.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, no, have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Y'all, I really think they were into some race play, and that's what was going on there. I think that she was turned on by the whole, big black and the big black man and all this, and he liked the whole little white woman and all that. I think they was into that. If you go on certain websites and type in race play, certain things come up. Okay, that's what they were into. Which honestly, I feel like that makes Shannon look worse than the whole he was dating a woman 30, 40 years younger than him. I think the fact that he's into race play makes him look a whole lot worse. Because what are we doing? It's 2025 and you're into race play? In 2020.
That looks a little bit more professional.
Profession these nuts. Former Turkey Leg Hut co-owner Lyndell Price is accused of orchestrating this scheme and paying others to start that fire. He was arrested yesterday, according to a source, after he left his girlfriend's house in the Katy area. And when they took him into custody, that source says he was in tears. Take a look at this surveillance video from back in June of 2020. You can see it's at the bar 5015 in the Museum District almost 5 years ago now. Those masked men can be seen pouring fluids around the bar on Alameda before it went up in flames. It happened in the early morning then, and people nearby felt an explosion. This is the aftermath. You can see that building destroyed, pretty hard to recognize, and appearing to be a total loss. Buildings and homes near that scene also had damage. And according to the 3-count federal indictment just unsealed, Lynn Price conspired and paid others to burn the place down, which was owned by his former Turkey Leg Hut co-owner and business partner. Armani Williams and John Lee Price, who is not related to Lynn, according to his attorney, allegedly bought gasoline, gas cans, and face coverings at a truck stop. They drove to the bar early that morning and started the fire, and then 3 minutes after the fire ignited, the indictment alleges that Lynn Price got a call that the arson was complete. He allegedly paid them later that day, and federal prosecutors allege this whole plan was for financial gain. So John Lee Price and Armani Williams have now been released from custody on bond, but Lynn Price is being held in federal custody. We did see him in the courtroom earlier today. He was handcuffed and shackled. We also saw his mother there trying to see what happened. She didn't want to say anything to the cameras as she left afterwards, but he will be back in federal court next week for a detention hearing. We'll find out what happens from there. And according to prosecutors, there are additional people who have been charged in this arson, this conspiracy. However, they have not yet been arrested, so tonight they have not been publicly identified. We're live downtown. I'm Bryce New.
Okay, if you're not from the Houston area or from Texas at all, you might not have ever heard of this restaurant in the Third Ward called Turkey Leg Hut, one of the most popular restaurants on the strip on Alameda. Now, what's crazy about this is that you really have to stand in line at that spot. Like, it was really that spot. It was so dope that people were just going there to take pictures, and what they did was you had to cash out them a deposit. I think it was like $100 deposit. And with that $100 deposit, that's how you get to sit and eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you have to pay food and then pay the deposit, or pay the deposit, eat, and then it's like two different charges. That the deposit goes towards the food that you're eating, and that food is expensive. That food is expensive. I think my go-to dish out there was like a pasta turkey leg. I forgot what the name was, but it's like with Alfredo sauce. Oh man, when I'm telling you it's busting, the meat just fell off the bone. Like, you lift up the turkey leg and all the meat just falls off. Well, okay, so what you just saw was Lyndell Price had just got indicted. A federal grand jury indicted him for the 2020 bar explosion of 5015, which is a nightclub or a day spot, whichever you want to do, because it's a huge patio. It's right down the street, right? Like across the street on Alameda, and it's popping. I've been there. A lot of stars have been there. They had something going on every weekend. I would go during the brunch time, like around 4 o'clock. There's like about 4 brunch spots in Houston on Sunday that's cranking. But because the college is right down the street, so you have U of H as well as Texas Southern. You'll see a lot of Texas Southern folks on that strip around Sundays in the afternoon. You'll see a lot of people from the South Side with their swangins. Swing to the swing to the left. Pop, crumble. All right, so okay, so that's Lyndell Price. He was married, so let's go back a little bit on this. Lyndell Price might be onto something with this arson stuff, because this wasn't the only time that the 5015 incident is the first time something that he touched burnt. Okay, so that's not the first time, okay, that something burnt or was on fire. The next time, before that, the business offices catch fire. Like, it's ongoing. This dude is like a for real life mobster. Like, this is a mob story. They need to make a movie about this. They don't need to make nothing else about BMF. They need to make a movie about Lyndell Price, because this dude is thorough as hell.
Flipping story this morning. Right now, fire crews are looking into what caused a fire at the operating office for the Turkey Leg Hut overnight.
This all happened early this morning at the home office along Rosedale near Almeda Road. Our TJ Parker just arrived to the scene there with what he's learning this morning. TJ?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I just went inside the Turkey Leg Hut, talked to the guys inside there to try and get some more information on what happened here. They said the fire department left within the past 30 minutes and not too much damage, as you can see from the outside of this building. But if we push in here, you can see that screen a little warped. Most of the damage, we understand, happened on the inside of this building. This happened just a couple of hours ago. This is video from earlier this morning. HFD responded right after 4. You can see that heavy smoke coming out of the front of the building. The good news is it doesn't seem like anybody was home or was here at the time of this fire, so nobody was hurt. No word yet on what started this. We have reached out to the owner of the Turkey Leg Hut to kind of get a better understanding of what happened here. Of course, once we hear back from them, we'll let you know more on this. But again, fire happening inside the corporate offices here at the Turkey Leg Hut early this morning. The cause still under investigation.
That's crazy. But
wait! There's more! Hang on to your seat, baby! Cause this one's a script!
my man was a certified gangster. You know, when you start deep diving into stuff, you start seeing stuff and you're just like, you think it's this one thing. So I knew he had a baby out of wedlock, right? And we'll get into that in a second, but my man is, he's certified. I don't know if anybody should mess with this dude. Like, for real. I don't think anybody should be messing with my man.
So I passed out. And so they said he was on top of me, choking me outside the bar, and he was pushing my face down in the concrete.
Antonio says the man who choked him and is to blame for tearing and spraining ligaments in his knee is Lyndell Price. Price co-founded the famous Turkey Leg Hut, which is just a few doors down from the Tipsy Lounge. Antonio says Price attacked one of his associates, and Antonio says Price then turned on him as he tried to stop the fight.
I had concrete burns from the top right here all the way down, where I guess as he was choking me, he was sliding my face on the concrete, so it burnt my face.
Antonio called HPD, and his incident was marked with a controversial code that suspends a case because of a lack of personnel.
I didn't know that it was suspended. I just thought that they were just not taking it serious.
And then,
Flipping story this morning. Right now, fire crews are looking into what caused a fire at the operating office for the Turkey Leg Hut overnight.
This all happened early this morning at the home office along Rosedale near Almeda Road. Our TJ Parker just arrived to the scene there with what he's learning this morning. TJ?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I just went inside the Turkey Leg Hut, talked to the guys inside there to try and get some more information on what happened here. They said the fire department left within the past 30 minutes and not too much damage, as you can see from the outside of this building. But if we push in here, you can see that screen a little warped. Most of the damage, we understand, happened on the inside of this building. This happened just a couple of hours ago. This is video from earlier this morning. HFD responded right after 4. You can see that heavy smoke coming out of the front of the building. The good news is it doesn't seem like anybody was home or was here at the time of this fire, so nobody was hurt. No word yet on what started this. We have reached out to the owner of the Turkey Leg Hut to kind of get a better understanding of what happened here. Of course, once we hear back from them, we'll let you know more on this. But again, fire happening inside the corporate offices here at the Turkey Leg Hut early this morning. The cause still under investigation.
It's home on Almeda Road. The Turkey Leg Hut lunch crowd is not the long wait that the popular restaurant can be known for, but as diners enjoy a nice day on the patio, all is not well at the restaurant. Co-founder Lyndell Price posted on Instagram a now deleted copy of an email from a management consultant that gave him his walking papers from the company, reading, "Your employment with the Turkey Leg Hut is being terminated effective immediately," it reads.
So this is nasty work, okay? So Ms. Holmes, which is Lyndell's wife, ex-wife, fired him, even though he's a co-founder of Turkey Leg Hut, fired him for his handling of funds and served divorce papers all in one day. These women don't play out here in Houston, man. Just saying. But what I'm saying is, that's nasty work, right? So you see this whole track record of stuff that's happening right now? You can't make this up, I'm telling you. And Tyler Perry cannot direct this, okay? It's gotta be like some Ryan Coogler movie, man, because this is nasty work. So why did the Turkey Hut close? Right? So all the stuff I'm telling you is just about one dude that was doing nasty work. You know what I'm saying? He was doing, his hands was dirty as hell. Well, allegedly, right? He might have not have done none of the stuff that I just showed you. I'm not going to sit up there and judge the brother until they say he's guilty. If he's not guilty, then he's not guilty. But what I'm saying is it still should be a movie about this, right? Because it just doesn't stop. So I had to go find out, well, why did it closed? Like, what was the reason? Why did it close?
Popular Houston restaurant, the Turkey Leg Hut, is officially closed, and they must sell all their assets to pay back creditors. I believe this is the same restaurant in Houston that went viral for having a dress code. You had to wear your Sunday best or dress a certain way to eat at the establishment. It's a big young crowd in Houston that like to wear whatever, so I believe they, cut themselves out on a lot of business from doing that. That Houston is a big place for a lot of younger people that like to wear what they want to wear. That definitely cut into their business big time. Bankruptcy court judge converted Chapter 11 to Chapter 7. All assets sold to pay creditors. A Landlord free to find new tenant since back rent is $110,000. Millions owed to creditors. So I know some of y'all know how to read better than y'all know how to understand business. So basically what this means in a nutshell is whenever you start a business, you borrow money in order to enhance your business. Maybe to get better signs, better seating, better tables, better chairs, more product to be able to sell. But whenever you do these things, if your business and your clientele don't align with all the stuff that you bought, you're not going to be able to generate the revenue to be able to pay back the people that you borrowed money from. And whenever that happens, the people are, hey, I still need my money. I don't care if you're not selling it or not. All the stuff that you accumulated and bought, sell that shit and pay me back what you owe me.
That's either a Chapter 11, you can convert it to a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and that's how it works. You sell your assets just to pay the creditors back. It's not an uncommon practice. It's a common practice when you get sued and you're a business owner and you just file bankruptcy. That way, you can't really get sued about stuff. So now we know the reason why. So going back to the beginning, he gets arrested or gets indicted for paying somebody to burn down 5015 back in 2020 during COVID. Okay. Then he beat up some dude or you choked the hell out of him or something. And then their business building burns down. And then the wife divorces him and fires him the same day. Man, they gotta make a movie about it. I'll even write the treatment. I'll write the script. You need to get with 50 Cent. 50 Cent live here, man. Like, I don't get how 50's just not sitting here like looking like, oh man, we're gonna get as a script writer. I'll do it. Because this story is crazy. It's just a crazy story, and I don't even like reporting news like this, but it was when I saw that he got arrested on the news, it just got worse and worse and worse as I was on Google and looking like, what happened to 5015? And I remember it getting burnt down because they rebuilt it, but I didn't know it was arson. I thought there was a club, I'm not going to say the name, but it was in El Paso that burnt down, and I knew they did it for insurance money. So if Lyndell gets convicted, what's going to suck is he's going to have to pay restitution. And here's the crazy part. The owner of 5015 was an ex-partner of the Turkey Leg Hut. So it's like, it's a freaking movie. Like, that's how wild it is. Like, I'm like, yo. So he was an ex-partner. Something happened where they fell out. And then there was video, which I showed, of them. Now, hold on. Let me show you. So here's 5015. Like I said, it's a patio first type bar and grill type situation where it's a patio, right? And there's still an inside spot of it, but what we're looking at here is the patio. And look at this. There's film of the two guys. Look, man. And they did this, and they burnt a vehicle. I think it was a stolen vehicle. And it got burnt down to a crisp. You see that? So, what did we learn here, people? What we learned is, if you meet a dude named Lyndell, probably, most likely, completely off the hook. I hate podcasts, boy. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it. That's all I got for today. Like and subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms. I'll be Pooh Heff on Instagram, as well as Pooh Heff on Facebook. Also on TikTok, Pooh Heff. I'll make it super simple. So you see the spelling of my name. It's real simple. It's not P-O-O. It's not P-U. It's P-O-O-H. Real simple, like the teddy bear. All right, so with that being said, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning trying to do this because I was, again, on a deep dive. Don't forget to go watch the movie Sinners, especially if you're black, not African Americans, because African Americans will get offended because they're probably religious. But yeah, if you're not religious and like a good vampire flick, go watch Sinners. I highly, highly recommend it. All right, so I will see y'all. I Hate Podcasts show. All you have to do is subscribe. Just press the subscribe button and the bell on the side to be notified when I post a new episode. And this is a limited series. So what is easy for you means a lot to me. Thank you in advance. And I'll try to provide as much content as I can. Thank you again, and I'll see you later.